This is going to be a restorative class, so it's perfect to do if you're winding down from the day or you just want to take some time to relax and ground. You'll need at least one blanket, but if you have a couple blankets and maybe a couple blocks, you might use those as well. So we're going to get started opening the front of the body, and then we'll continue to open up the sides of the body. So you'll take your blanket. With this one, I'm going to unfold it a couple times, and then you're going to roll it up. So this is going to go across your shoulder blades and underneath your armpits. So depending on your body, you might want a bigger roll, or maybe start with something smaller and see how that feels. So after you've rolled it up, you're going to place it across the shoulder blades, come to lie on your back, and then your shoulders are going to go above. So you'll notice my arms are out to the side. You can also raise your hands over. How does that feel? Good for the legs. As long as it feels okay for your lower back, you can stretch out the legs nice and long. If it feels better for you, you can have the knees bent or even soles of the feet together, knees out wide. And once you arrive in your position, allow your eyes to close and begin to draw your attention to your breath. You can slow down the rhythm of your breathing. And with every inhalation, really feel and imagine that you're drawing the breath all the way down to the bottom of your belly. You feel your belly lift and expand with air. And as you exhale, you allow the entire body to relax down towards the ground. Let the back of the head rest easy on the mat, on the floor. Let the hips and the legs, the backs of the hands, all relax a little more. So anytime we wish to ground ourselves, to find more rest and relaxation, it's very much a process. So there's no sense of urgency or rush here. You allow every passing breath to bring in a little bit more rest into your body. This is a really nice pose to observe the expansion of your inhales. You can really feel the rib cage and the low belly expand and lift with air. And as you exhale, feel the gentle softening of the belly and the chest, the ribs. The breath really takes place in a 360-degree way. So you can also observe the expansion out to the edges of your body as you breathe in. You might even be able to observe your low back expand with air as you inhale. The longer we're here, you might be able to notice different layers of tightness and tension in your space. And without any feeling of pushing or forcing, there may be a feeling of letting go and surrendering a little more with every exhalation. We begin to let go of our need to use effort and instead allow for a greater feeling of softness and ease. These periods of rest, of relaxation, are so important to our overall health, to finding our way back to balance. So give yourself about 5 more breaths right where you are. See if the shoulders can relax just a bit more. The muscles of the neck, around your hips, and all the muscles of your legs. Take a nice full breath in, and exhale, let it out your mouth. Do that one more time. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let it out. We want to transition from one pose to the next really mindfully and slowly. If possible, keep your eyes closed to keep your attention and awareness inward. Bend one knee and then the other, placing one foot on the mat followed by the next. And then we're simply going to roll to one side. So you'll keep the blanket more or less where it is. You might shift yourself a little bit up so you find a nice gentle side bend. And then you can relax your head on your arm. If you'd like another variation with your top hand, you can bend the elbow and release the hand back behind you. One other opportunity for support is to grab a block or a blanket, and you can place it in between your knees. Now, you might not feel a whole lot here, and that's okay. In restorative yoga in particular, we are not trying to find a deep stretch like in yin. It's more about supporting ourselves so that we can allow for more relaxation. So each time we come to a new pose, you'll want to scan the body. You can begin with the head or the fingers, the hands, wherever you wish. And you just begin to search and to notice if there's any working in the body. You can imagine letting that go as you breathe out. And this pose is nice because you get feedback with the breath. So as you inhale, you can feel your side body gently press down into the blanket. And once again, as you exhale, find a sense of release, of letting go. And this really is the practice here. Observation through breath. Deeper release with breath. If you know there's a particular area in your body where you tend to hold tension, whether it's the shoulders or the jaw around the mouth or the hips, take a couple breaths to explore those parts of the body. Often we can hold tension there without even realizing it. So use this time to loosen the grip to give your body permission to let go. The last few breaths here. Take a nice big inhale, fill up all the way down to the bottom of your belly. And as you exhale, release out the mouth. Just as we did before, we're going to transition really mindfully. So if you used any other props, bring them with you and just simply roll to your back. You might even pause there for a moment. And then you'll just continue to move to the other side. So you'll roll to the second side. Rest your head down on your arm. And if you did so on the first side, you can bring some support in between the knees. So take time to find a position that feels easy, where you don't have to hold yourself up, you don't have to use effort, especially in the hands and the fingers, the shoulders. The top hand can stay in front of you if that's comfortable, or you can release the hand behind you. Begin with a full scan of the body. Notice if there are any areas right away that feel tight, constricted. Imagine sending your breath to that part of your body. And the breath gradually massages the muscles, the tendons, the fascia. We can often discredit the healing abilities of rest. Very often, if we slow down and pause and get really still, a lot can happen in that pause. I invite you to really observe what takes place for you here. And there's no need to analyze or judge your experience. Instead, can you be the witness? If you find yourself getting pulled to things happening around you, sounds, or your own thoughts, that's natural. It's totally okay. Allow yourself to come back to the breath, to what's happening in your body. About 4 more rounds of breath here on this side. See if you can lengthen out your exhales a little bit more. Take a nice deep inhale. Let it out the mouth, exhale. Carefully remove any props you have. And then we want to shift ourselves to our backs. And before we do, we're going to bring something underneath the knees. So you can use the same blanket you've been using. And you'll come all the way to your back. If you have a second blanket, you may like to just place it on the hips. No matter how light, that added weight is a really nice support or way to invite more grounding into the body. So if you need to get any last fidgets out, roll out the ankles or stretch out the legs, reach the shoulders away from the ears, close the eyes again if they're open. Feel across the back body and the sides. Notice what, if anything, has shifted for you since we began. Your spine gets to find its natural curve here. The back of the head is really heavy. Same with the backs of the hands, the heels, and the hips. And let your breath flow with ease. Natural inhales, natural easy exhales. I invite you to stay right here for as long as you'd like. This is such a valuable place to be. It's so important to take time to get really still and just allow the body to do its own healing. Again, you're welcome to stay here for as long as you'd like. Thanks for practicing with me, and I'll see you next time.